Hey everyone, welcome back. You're listening to Blake James, and this is your daily horoscope for Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. Before we get into the chart today, I just want to give you a reminder that if you are looking for a personal reading, there is a link in the description below that will take you to my bookings page. And for those of you who are still unsure of what astrology actually is or why one would even want to pay attention to it, there's also another link that I put below that will take you to a page explaining a little bit more about what astrology is and how we could truly benefit from it. And also on my website, there's a section that can answer some of the frequently asked questions that people tend to ask about astrology. So if you're still unsure about that, you can check that out too. So without further ado, we shall get into the chart. But happy birthday, Mom. It's my mother's birthday today, so she deserves a special shout out, a special thank you. Hello today. She's turning 65 today. So great Sagittarian my mom is. I can always call her and feel a little bit more cheery and uplifted. Sagittarians are amazing for that. They like little negativity vacuums, sucking up all the bleakness and darkness in the world. And we definitely can benefit from that in these times for sure. So anyway, happy birthday, Mom. So we'll get in to the chart, and I will just share my screen first. So we'll start with the bad news first, and then we'll end on. So we'll start with the bad news first, and then we'll end with the good news. So first of all, Mercury is no longer in detriment. It was in Sagittarius for quite a while there, which means that in Sagittarius, it's in its detriment. It doesn't like to be in Sagittarius at all. So now it's in Capricorn, which isn't overly great or amazing, um, because Capricorn is a little bit cold and can sometimes be a little bit sort of on the unfeeling or grumpy side. They are a lot more mature and have a strong a sense of the right thing, what the right thing should be done. But at the same time, you know, with Mercury out of bounds, it's still out of bounds. It's still out of line. Conversations could become a little bit more cold and chilly, and maybe not even expressing as much as we should, and just and whatever we do express is going to be kind of like it's gonna be maybe a little bit more biting and, you don't mince the words in the nice way. So, it could be a little Grinch-like there, but, other than that, at least it's not in Sagittarius where Sagittarius just kind of, like, mm, says things bluntly, like, whatever they want, without thinking it sometimes. Sometimes they can just kind of, m- m- like burp out these words or these expressions, and usually it is true and honest what they're saying, but sometimes it's kind of like, whoa, okay, like, did you think that through before you said that? So at least we're kind of out of that zone, and now we're into Capricorn, where it's going to be a little bit more, you know um a little bit more of a mature conversation, but it's also going to be a quite cold and sort of distant communication style as well. So we'll just kind of watch out for that because it could be sort of kind of Grinch like a little bit sometimes, that all that noise, kind of attitude. So it could become a little bit on the grumpy side when we're talking to people. So anyway, but it will be trining the moon. So that is one good thing about Mercury's. At least it will be trining the moon today. So, the moon, this is the good news. The moon is in Taurus. And when the moon is in Taurus, it is exalted in Taurus. It's really happy in Taurus and it really likes to be in Taurus. Okay. So for Taurus really likes to have things feeling good. They really like to, especially when the moon is there, it just makes me feel like somebody that is at home and like have wearing like some cozy slippers, and having a nice meal. Usually if it is Taurus, it's kind of on the expensive side or something a little bit more rich and indulgent. But Yeah, just things that make us feel good, and even our appearance as well, not just what we put into our bodies, but also things that we put on the outside of our bodies as well. Taurus likes to, make themselves appear, like they're worth it, because they know that they're worth this. The Taurus is, they know their self-worth. They're the best at that, like they have the confidence and they show it. They show that, they're not somebody that's going to go around just wearing sweatpants all day. I mean, even when the moon is there at home, is they're still going to be, they're going to want to be comfortable, but it's going to be something that looks good and it's good quality, like some nice high thread count sheets or whatever. The only bad thing there is it's going to be squaring Saturn at 12:49, and then it's going to conjunct Uranus at 3:04 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. So add 5 hours to those times if you are in the UK. Add about 13 hours to that if you're down in Australia. If you happen to be down there and you're watching this, if you're listening, you're going to be experiencing that, like more at midnight after the 13th, and 3 a.m. as opposed to 3 p.m. And then if you're on the West Coast, of course, you're going to have to minus a few hours from those times. Okay. So let's see here. I'll take a look. The moon, the moon has a pretty good score today. It's at 4 plus. It's going really slow. It's in Taurus. Taurus loves to go slow, so that's good too. But what I was saying here is Mercury right here is the worst part of the day. It's at a -5. I mean, it could be worse. It could still be in Sagittarius, where it's just, saying all kinds of things that's going to get them in trouble, and sometimes their mouth could get them in trouble. Sagittarius sometimes, so it's not going to be blurting out any more secrets as much as it was before. Um, so it's gonna, at least in Capricorn, it is gonna kind of put a cap on, uh, opening their mouth whenever they feel like. So Capricorn's gonna kind of put a limitation on that, so that's good. But it is, like I said, it's gonna be pretty distant and cold feeling. So maybe not the best day to be having some heartfelt, heart-to-heart communications with anyone or conversations today. Today is definitely a day where I would say the moon is going to be squaring Saturn, like I said, in the early afternoon for us here on the East Coast. So it is going to be feeling a little bit like, well, I really want, those things that I want. I want to, have those good quality comforts in the house, and like I do want to go out and splurge on a nice meal, or I do want to have like nice things in my house. But at the same time, Saturn's been in Aquarius for a long time now, and it's going to be there until 2023. So every time that the moon is going to be in Taurus until 2023, we're going to we're going to feel like, we're going to feel confident, and we're going to feel good in our own skin. We're going to feel a little bit more beautiful on the outside, and we're going to feel like we need good quality things in our lives, and we're going to like need those basic resources, and we're going to feel like we really like those are going to help us with our comforts and our securities to be feeling good in our own physical resources. And so it's going to be challenging with Saturn in Aquarius, because Saturn is putting limitations on the collective, and it's putting limitations on the public. And in order to get some of those things in life, we need other people. We need other we need, the Aquarius can sometimes represent servants, or public servants in the public, like bartenders and servers, or like anyone that's helping us out, or helping people out in the public, and they're our friends as well. And you know, Taurus doesn't really get along too well with people that are, like the common people. Taurus can be kind of a snob at times, like being like the common citizen, and everyone sharing the same resources, and everyone, renting things, or everyone, like renting a car. No, they don't want to rent a car. They want to own a car. Like Taurus doesn't, they don't want to rent an apartment. They want to own a house. That's just not their style. And also with Saturn there, I mean, he's putting a limitation on that, but at the same time, as that's part of our structure right now, as a collective, is sharing resources, and that's how we get by, is by, you know all these new technologies, with like Lyft, and ordering things online, and Amazon and stuff like that. Like, that's how we do things right now. And they're sort of like, they've reached a peak. They've got to the top. Like, it's gotten to a point where you probably couldn't go any further than that, with some of those big companies and those big corporations. So Taurus, like, does it's not kind of cramps their style when you do things like that, like shopping online. No, they actually would rather go into the department store and have somebody help them out, and try, kind of like fall to their feet almost, and sort of say, like, let me pamper you. Let me help you try this on. Would you like to try this, sir? Would you like to try that, ma'am? Let me open the door for you. Let me, like, get in this limousine. Like, the right now our lives are not like that at all. So it's going to be hard whenever the moon is in Taurus, because you're going to want to do things like, you're going to kind of want to feel that way. You want to feel like the so it is a challenge with that. And also, another thing is, it's going to be this afternoon. The moon is going to be conjuncting Uranus. Now, Uranus has been in Taurus for a little while now, since 2018. And Uranus likes to really shake things up. He's kind of a little, he's a bit annoying. He likes to kind of rock the boat, and cause a big radical protest sometimes, and everything. You just kind of like, I'm not doing that. You're kidding me? We're not doing things like that. No, we're going to do things like this. So he's taking all those things that Taurus likes, and he's going, no, 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 no. No, that's not how we're going to do it. We're going to change things. Now we're going to do things in an alternative way. Now we're not going to use paper money. Now we're going to use Bitcoin. We're going to use these things that Taurus is going, huh? What? You mean we're not gonna use things physically anymore? Now you're gonna make things all into like technological money and resources? Whoa, oh my goodness. Okay, well, I wasn't expecting that. That's a huge shock, because that's what Uranus does. Uranus comes in and he really shocks, and says, well, let's shake things up a bit. At the same time, it is like really like crazy and shocking, and it kind of throws us through a loop. But also, he can kind of fix things in a way where it kind of suits everyone, and serves everyone equally, and more fairly, in a more just way in the end. So he's there until 2026. So it really won't show up until 2026, when we'll see, like, oh, okay, so this is how our world is looking now. We're gonna all share this thing. We're all gonna like start, having more subscriptions, and we're all gonna start renting things more, and signing things out. We're not like, no one's really gonna own anything. Well, maybe we'll own some things. Hopefully, we'll still own some things personally, but it's gonna slowly slip away. So there's gonna be positives to that, and there's gonna be negatives to that. I mean, not everybody's gonna suffer as much as they used to, but also, if you really wanted your own nice things, your own like physical comforts, it's probably not going to be as beautiful as it used to be. Things are going to be more like plastic and technical, and it's not going to be like those rich earthy qualities that we used to have. So anyway, so there's some good sides to that and bad sides to that. So when the moon is conjuncting that today, like I said, you're gonna want to, go to the spa. You're gonna want to like indulge in whatever whatever your favorite food is. Something, some kind of like maybe this is your cheat day or something today and tomorrow, and you want to have splurge on a certain meal or a certain dessert or whatever, or maybe it's just like a coffee that you get from your favorite coffee shop that you really really want to indulge in and satisfy your needs and your tastes, because it's all about your taste too and your preference. But with Uranus there, he's gonna go, huh, you think so? Well, I'm gonna make things a little bit weird for you today. So, expect a little bit of weirdness and a little bit of, okay, well, we're going to have to do things a little more alternatively today. Like, well, I really wanted that sandwich, that one with like all the fixings and all the, the fancy mustard or whatever. No, I'm sorry. You're going to have to have, uh, you're going to have a package of crackers from the vending machine instead. Oh, geez. All right. Okay. Well, so maybe, take that into consideration and try to try not to take things for granted is what I want to say. Today is a day where I would say the negative about today, don't take things for granted, because it is hard to see what treasures the universe does present us with sometimes. And sometimes we can do that, especially in times like these, because it could always be worse. So just take that into consideration, that things could always be worse. And, like there was times in back in history where, like maybe people didn't even have that option to get those crackers. So it sucks that you can't have your favorite whatever coffee or sandwich or whatever it is, or maybe you couldn't have those like luxury slippers that you wanted to order from this like really fancy store. But hey, maybe those slippers that Grammy made for you are gonna be even better. Maybe those are gonna be just as just as comfortable and probably even last longer because they're gonna be like homemade or something, And I would say the positive for today is, if you can roll with those upsets that Uranus brings and Saturn brings, then it can be beneficial and really positive, and you can be happy, and it can make you actually feel quite blissful. So take that day, if you can figure out something where you can enjoy yourself physically and feel and you can feel really good in your own skin, and you can sort of feel like you're shining today. Take that opportunity to do that, because these are the today and tomorrow are the 2 days where you can really do that. And don't take it for granted, okay? Because it could always get even worse as time goes on until 2026. Because by that time, we don't know what kind of physical reality we're going to be living in. So, you know, take advantage of those slippers that Grammy gave you, and take advantage of, if you can get to the spa, or if you can get to that coffee shop that you like, and you can, or maybe you're gonna have to make it at home. Maybe you're gonna have to order it off of Amazon. That's just or order it off of whatever. I mean, trying to I'm not trying to advertise Amazon, but I'm just saying, I'm using that as an example. Walmart, whatever. Maybe you're gonna have to get like something that's gonna have to be your new favorite thing, is finding something there at one of those places. So yeah. Anyway, Enjoy those enjoy those quality items that you're going to be indulging in today, and feel safe and secure at home. And don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. If you want to watch some of the sun sign videos that I've made, or feel free to explore my website too. Take care. I'll leave it there for today, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.